In episode 28, Writing Clear, Testable Risk Statements, we focus on the craft that transforms uncertainty into shared understanding. Words shape collective action. A risk statement is not just an entry in a register, it is the bridge between awareness and execution. The clarity of that statement determines whether teams will investigate, prioritize, and respond effectively. When phrased precisely, it directs attention and accountability. When written vaguely, it breeds confusion or inaction. This episode explores how disciplined phrasing converts abstract concern into testable propositions that drive real-world management decisions. Precision in language is precision in thought, and both lead to better outcomes. The backbone of any strong risk statement follows the cause-risk-effect pattern. This structure gives order to complexity, a cause that creates the risk event and an effect that describes its consequence. For example, if supplier reliability declines, cause, project timelines could slip, risk event, leading to cost overruns and contractual penalties, effect. This pattern keeps thinking logical and traceable. It prevents the common mistake of describing only the consequence or only the trigger. Cause-risk-effect statements make accountability visible because they explain both the origin of the problem and its potential impact, guiding where monitoring and mitigation belong. A clear statement also defines its object, scope, and time frame. The object specifies what the risk concerns, such as a product, process, or deliverable. Scope sets boundaries, which part of the system or organization is affected. Time frame anchors the risk to a realistic horizon, whether immediate, near-term, or long-term. Without these dimensions, readers cannot judge relevance or urgency. A statement like, "Supply disruptions may occur," is meaningless until tied to a specific contract, region, or quarter. Including object, scope, and time frame transforms abstract observation into situational intelligence. It ensures every reader knows exactly where and when vigilance applies. Language discipline is the difference between analysis and assumption. Avoid vague adjectives like major, serious, or minimal, which sound authoritative but reveal nothing measurable. Replace them with observable descriptors or quantified ranges. Likewise, drop hedging terms such as maybe, possibly, or somewhat. Risk management is about uncertainty, but the language describing it should be firm. Clarity does not exaggerate confidence, it establishes precision. A well-written statement invites evidence rather than opinion. It tells the reader exactly what condition might occur and what result could follow. No fluff, no guesswork, just disciplined clarity. Quantifying effects, even approximately, deepens understanding and improves prioritization. Numbers turn speculation into proportion. Instead of "could lead to delays," a better phrasing might be "could delay product launch by up to 3 weeks." Quantification encourages decision-makers to compare risks realistically, not emotionally. When precise numbers are unavailable, ranges or qualitative scales grounded in precedent still outperform vague language. The goal is not false accuracy, but bounded realism. By estimating the magnitude of possible effects, the organization learns where tolerance lies and where attention must intensify. Numbers, even imperfect ones, sharpen dialogue and accountability. Assumptions give every risk statement its context and must be included explicitly. They define the conditions under which the statement holds true. For example, assuming current supplier contracts remain unchanged, or assuming no change in regulatory policy. Listing assumptions turns invisible scaffolding into visible structure. It allows reviewers to understand how dependent the risk is on unverified beliefs. When assumptions later shift, the risk statement can be updated quickly. Without these anchors, statements float in uncertainty, appearing valid long after their logic has expired. Explicit assumptions make every entry a living reflection of reality, not a relic of old thinking. Clarity also depends on framing, separating threats from opportunities. Threats describe negative deviations from plan, while opportunities describe favorable ones. Combining both in one statement dilutes intent. For example, if we accelerate development, quality could drop or market share could rise. Mixes two opposite outcomes that require different strategies. Keeping them distinct allows teams to assign ownership and responses properly. A balanced register includes both kinds but treats them independently. Framing is not optimism versus pessimism. It is about respecting symmetry. Every uncertainty has direction, and knowing which way it leans keeps action coherent. Each statement should include references to its owner, source, and trigger. Ownership identifies who monitors and manages it. The source documents where the risk came from, perhaps an interview, audit, or performance report. The trigger points to the signal that would indicate its approach. This triad turns documentation into accountability. A statement without an owner becomes an orphaned insight. Without a source, its credibility weakens. Without a trigger, its timing remains vague. These three elements transform passive observation into active management. They ensure every risk has both a home and a heartbeat. A simple test for strength is to ask, could we disprove this risk statement? If no measurable or observable evidence could challenge it, the statement is too vague. A testable risk can, in principle, be confirmed or invalidated as facts emerge. This mindset aligns risk documentation with scientific thinking. Every claim must be falsifiable. It guards against filler entries that clutter registers with speculation. The more precisely a statement can be disproven, the more actionable it becomes, because monitoring efforts have clear signals to watch. Testability separates genuine foresight from hand-waving. Duplication quietly erodes clarity and wastes effort. Many teams unknowingly list multiple statements describing the same underlying cause. Aligning by cause exposes these overlaps and allows consolidation. For example, delayed delivery due to supplier issues and vendor staffing shortages may share the same root. Merging them into one clear statement prevents confusion and simplifies mitigation. This consolidation step also strengthens traceability by linking each cause to a single articulated risk. The goal is not to shrink the register, but to eliminate redundancy so that every item earns its place and attention. Business relevance gives risk management its credibility. Each statement should tie directly to organizational objectives, budget, schedule, safety, reputation, or strategic goals. Risks detached from purpose become theoretical exercises. Reviewers should be able to trace every risk back to a business driver, demonstrating why it matters. Traceability also works forward. When mitigations succeed, results should reflect in performance indicators. This bidirectional link connects analysis to outcomes. A clear risk statement becomes more than documentation. It becomes part of the decision fabric that aligns technical vigilance with strategic intent. Peer review strengthens writing discipline by exposing ambiguity and bias. Another reader will spot unclear terms, double meanings, or implied assumptions the author overlooked. Structured peer review, using checklists or criteria, ensures consistency across the register. It also builds shared language within the risk team. Reviewers should approach critique as improvement, not fault-finding. The outcome is not merely cleaner sentences, but sharper thinking. Writing risks is a cognitive exercise, and collaboration ensures that subjectivity does not hide behind professional phrasing. Every review iteration is both quality control and skill development for the entire group. Version control and approval discipline maintain the integrity of the record. Risk statements evolve as conditions change, but without proper tracking, the lineage of edits vanishes. Documenting who approved each revision, when, and why provides accountability and auditability. It also prevents accidental reintroduction of outdated assumptions. Tools and templates can automate this, but the mindset matters most. Treating the register as a controlled, living document rather than a loose list. A disciplined update process signals maturity and ensures that leadership decisions rest on the most current, validated understanding of uncertainty. Precision accelerates decisions. When risk statements are written clearly, every stakeholder, from analyst to executive, can grasp meaning without translation. The time saved in explanation becomes time gained in action. Words are the instruments through which collective intelligence operates. Sharpen them, and the whole system thinks faster. Clarity invites engagement, while vagueness breeds delay. Writing testable risk statements is not paperwork. It is design work for foresight. Each precise phrase is a lever that moves strategy from awareness to motion, turning potential confusion into confident execution. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.